and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek previewing Premier League, UCL and Championship action. We're going to start off in the Champions League and with Benfica against Liverpool in the quarter-final. And yeah, for Liverpool, I think this is probably the game which every team would have wanted really, and Liverpool got it, so yeah, lucky for Liverpool. You definitely expect Liverpool to come away with a win here, away leg as well, so if they come away with a win it'd be massive, maybe means they can rest in players. I think they will get the win and quite comfortably. I'm going to say 2-0 Paul. Moving on then to a much more interesting game in my opinion, and that's Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. Yeah, obviously we know what Madrid will do. They'll sit back, especially at the Etihad, and it all will be about City, the creative players like Foden, Grealish, Sterling, etc, etc. Can they find a way to break down Atletico Madrid? And for me, it will be an interesting game, but I can see City doing it. Just look at their squad, it's just so talented up and down the pitch. I just think they will be able to do it. I think it will be close, but I think City will just edge it. I'll say 1-0. Moving on then to Chelsea as they host Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge, and this is a really interesting one for me. Obviously Chelsea suffered that humiliating 4-1 defeat to Brentford last time out, and Madrid, they're pretty inconsistent at the moment, aren't they? They're doing okay, but nothing too spectacular at all really. But we saw what Madrid can do against PSG on the big stage, so you do feel like this is a game that could go either way, and I am quite intrigued to see which way it goes. I think it will be a draw. I think it would just be such a close game that the two teams edge each other out. I'll say 1-1. Moving on then to a Premier League then, just an absolutely massive game at the drop. Burnley and Everton. Burnley, their form's really tailed off recently, as has Everton, although Everton's hasn't really been good for a while now, has it really? Everton, they just need a result as well, because their running just looks an absolute nightmare. They've played the same amount of games. Burnley could go within 1 point, so it's just a huge game, but I just don't think Burnley have to go for it. Everton would probably take a point, but I just think it's such a close game. I really don't know which way it's going to go, and I'm just going to go for a draw. Moving on then to the Championship then, and starting off at the Den, as Millwall look to take on Swansea and keep their very slim hopes of the playoffs alive. Let's face it, that's probably what it is now. They did get a 2-2 draw against Luton last time out, and Swansea obviously a brilliant 4-0 win against Cardiff. Where's that been all season? They'll come into this one full of confidence in that, and it's a really good result for Millwall too. It'll be interesting to see which way it goes. I think Millwall need it more and probably will get it, so I'll say 2-0 to Millwall. Moving on then to Peterborough as they host Luton at the Western Home Stadium, and Peterborough, 4-0 defeat to Middlesbrough. After that victory over QPR just before the international break, you would have thought that would be a really confidence building game for them, but it didn't turn out that way. Smacked again, and I think probably you can call it their relegation chase. It's not over till it's over, but it pretty much is really, isn't it? I'm going to go for Luton here. They just need the victory more, and at the moment they're just a much better side. Moving on then to Preston as they host Blackpool in the Championship, and I don't really have a lot to say about this game really, because let's face it, it's that sort of game where we're close to the end of the season, and both these teams are just very firmly mid-table. Preston are on quite a poor run at the moment, to be fair. Losing to Derby last time out weren't great, and Blackpool obviously got mullered by Forest last time out, but except for that, their form before the break at least was very good, so it's a hard one to call. I'm just going to go down the middle for this one and call it a draw. I'll say 1-1. Moving on then to a big game then in the race for the power, Sheffield United versus QPR. There have been rumours about Mark Warburton being sacked as QPR manager, but as of the time of recording this hasn't been confirmed, I'm not too sure really if he's going to take charge for this game. Their playoff chances are really fading. You could kind of say similar for Sheffield United as well. This is a must-win for both these teams if they're to really get in the playoffs, because at the moment it's looking quite tough for them. I just think Sheffield United, they're the better team at the moment. They need to win. So I'm going to say 2-0 to the Blades. Moving on then to the Madejski Stadium as Reading host Stoke. For me this is a really interesting one, because obviously Stoke got that win over Sheffield United last time out, and that was a really, really good win. So they'll come into this one full of confidence. But Reading, a draw against Barnsley, but to be honest, I think coming from behind and keeping that gap what they needed, that will probably feel like a mini victory for them. I think both teams will come into this one feeling confident. Reading probably need it more. Stoke probably maybe the slightly better team. I can kind of see these two cancelling each other out. I'll say 1-1. Moving on then to Wednesday's game game, and Middlesbrough hosting Fulham in one game that I'm really looking forward to. Middlesbrough in a really good position for the Palace at the moment, played less games than everyone else basically except for Forest, and they're still occupying a playoff position quite comfortably, so yeah, they'll be feeling really confident heading into this one. But then you've got Fulham who just look so good at the moment, don't they? It's a hard one to call, but I think these two teams will kind of be so even. I'm calling it a draw. Moving on then to Forest as they host Coventry at the City Ground, and Forest, we just saw how brilliant they were with that 4-1 anyway at Blackpool. Really, really strong performance. And Coventry late equalised against Blackburn, so hopefully they'll take confidence from that. But Forest, I think they're probably mid-table now. It's very hard to see them getting into the playoffs now, isn't it? Really, I'd be stunned if they do. So I don't think they will. So I am going to go for a Forest win here. Much more important game for them, and they're the best side at the moment. 2-0. Moving on then to West Brom versus Bournemouth. There's a game that I'm really intrigued by. West Brom will be really disappointed by that 1-0 defeat to local rivals Burnley last time out. And they were going on a bit of an unbeaten run after that dreadful run, so they'll be gutted by that. Against the Bournemouth team, they're looking pretty good at the moment. They've won the last two, did make a bit of a meal with that Bristol City game, but still got the win, and closing in on promotion. But I just think it will still be a close game. We know the quality West Brom have, so I'm going to go for a draw. But anyway guys, that's it for you. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, any thoughts, comments, downloads, follow us in the description for daily football news, and subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.